Patrick Cece. We got The Dark Life of Jackie Chan's son. Talk to me, bruh.
Sees Jackie Chan as a wholesome legend. They see his son. The world sees Jackie Chan as a wholesome legend. They see his son Jaycee as an entitled disaster who rightfully ended up in prison. But what really happened inside this family is far more complicated than many are willing to accept. Jackie Chan admitted he never wanted a child. In fact, he said it was an accident. Like many fathers, he tried to make it work anyways, but he has been very vocal about his extreme shortcomings. He admits to never being home, cheating on his partner, and even physically abusing Jaycee. He even had a daughter with a mistress that he never talks to, and she refuses to accept him as her dad. And while you would hope that Jackie is trying to reconcile and reconnect with his children now that he is getting much older, that's not exactly the case. Today we're going to explore the complicated truth behind the Chan family, the story of how a generational curse shaped Jaycee's downfall, how he ended up in prison, and how Jackie Chan could not prevent it because he may have partially been to blame. Most people don't know just how poor Jackie Chan was while trying to make it as a stuntman in Hong Kong, China. He used to literally wait for people to leave food scraps on tables at restaurants so he could eat.
Every day you're just very disappointed. I want to earn more money. I don't want to always call my father, send me a pound. Every 6 o'clock in the morning, you see everybody in the yum cha, in the Chinese yum cha. You go in, you sit down, you have to pay. Then I just standing here. Come, no, I'm ready to eat. Yeah. I just standing here. I just pretend I'm eating. Then I just, come on, hurry up, 6 o'clock. Before they cash, then I sit down. Come on, let's go. Okay, after they pay, go. Let's go. Wow, nobody eat? That's how I survive in the morning.
But being at rock bottom did not stop him from dreaming. He studied Kung Fu for over a decade and wanted to...
Hey, them Jackie Chan movies, boy. What is that? Oh, there's one that's my favorite Jackie Chan movie. I hope you guys have seen this one, if you're a fan of Jackie Chan. It's called The Snake in the Eagle's Shadow. Oh, that's amazing. It's an amazing movie.
Become a stunt coordinator for films. I didn't know the camera angles, I only knew how to do the stunts, like a stuntman, but I thought about how to improve myself. On set, Jackie would treat every moment as an opportunity to learn more about movie production, watching the cameramen choose the perfect angle, taking note of what they didn't like, and even using any spare money he had to buy on-scene producers cigarettes and beer to win their favor. Eventually, he got the chance to work with his childhood hero, Bruce Lee. To Jackie, performing stunts with Lee for Fist of Fury was one of the most pivotal moments of his career.
When they let go, becoming zoom, no, too slow. You drop too slow. Then you know what they do? Just zoom, let go. Shabba! Bruce Lee just on the side. Oh, boom, okay. Not very good, one more time. Okay, one more time. Then I go. Then I come. I remember Bruce Lee picked me up, grabbed me, you okay? I said, yeah, okay. Then I look at, wow, he touched me.
Unfortunately, this relationship could not flourish, as Bruce Lee passed away due to an allergic reaction to painkillers that caused swelling in his brain. Since Bruce Lee was a global superstar.
Wow, is that really how he died, bro? My whole childhood, I thought Bruce Lee died, and people have said that he died because he got shot on set. Like it was a prop gun, but it was a real gun, and he got shot on set. Oh my God.
The Hong Kong film industry was in a panic. They needed to find a new face to fill the void that Lee had left behind. And
you know what's crazy? What if Bruce Lee never died? Do you think Jackie Chan would have been popular?
this is where Jackie Chan found himself filling the shoes of his idol, being groomed to replace Lee in a number of films like Shaolin Wooden Men, To Kill with Intrigue, and even a sequel to the movie they once shared, New Fist of Fury. However, Jackie Chan secretly hated that the industry was trying to make him into the next Bruce Lee. It was hard enough that he was pushed to replace someone he respected so deeply, but trying to copy Lee's exact style felt like he was trying to be someone else. And looking back, fans of Kung Fu movies seem to agree. The films underperformed at the box office, allowing Chan to convince producers to just be himself. Jackie said, "Everything at the time was Bruce Lee, so we decide we'll do the opposite. We be more fancy, more pretty, more comedy. Instead of kicking high, Jackie would kick low. Instead of sticking to traditional weapons, he got the chance to make things interesting with chairs, ladders, and anything he had on hand. While Bruce Lee was serious, intense moments, Jackie chose to make it a bit more fun. He would make silly faces and introduce slapstick comedy to martial arts, the
W,
physical
Jackie.
comedy that uses exaggerated actions in absurd situations, like when he was working on this film, Police Story, where he used an umbrella to grab onto a bus in a chase scene. It was the first film where he got to take full advantage of a group that he assembled called the Jaycee Stunt Team, and it was also the action comedy element that gave him his first cult following. Not just because Police Story was an insanely entertaining movie, but because it showed the larger global industry that he wasn't afraid to do his own stunts, something
Hell
that
yeah.
most actors did not do at the time.
I mean, yeah, he did come before Tom Cruise, bro. He was doing his own stunts before Tom Cruise.
You did all the stunts yourself?
Yes.
All of them?
Yes. You can tell. Usually when some other people doing double,
Yeah.
you will see boom, 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 like this. When I doing things, after the stunt, I would turn around. Let the camera see, hey, that's me.
Yeah.
Not only was he funny and charming, but doing
Yo,
all his
Jackie
own
and
stunts
Trip.
made him a total badass, which is why he gained such a die-hard fan base around the world. However,
Yeah,
doing
I can't lie, bro. I really fuck with Jackie, bro. I really mess with Jackie Chan, bro. I know a lot of people who do too.
his stunts came at a major cost. He and his team couldn't even find an insurance company to cover them, and when you hear about the long list of injuries he suffered, it's
Makes
amazing
sense.
he's still alive. But before we dive deeper, as I've gotten older, I sometimes think it's time to start taking my own health a little more seriously. I have a handful of different symptoms that I try to self-diagnose online instead of day.
Doc.
Throughout his early
Heard of them.
career, Jackie suffered
Whoa. Broken eyebrow ridge, lacerated lip, tooth knocked out, dislocated shoulder, damaged cervical spine, broken breastbone. Ooh, broken fingers, damaged knee, injured ankle, injured eye, dislocated cheekbone, broken nose 4 times, fractured skull, bone cave in behind left ear, and bleeding brain. Oh no, that one is I'm surprised this dude is still alive. Injured lower chin, spinal damage, dislocated pelvis, damaged tailbone, injured thigh. Tooth knocked out in the Snake and the Eagle shadow.
from severe burns, fractured
I was like,
bones
hey, I
in
didn't see
his
my favorite
chest,
movie in here.
snapped fingers, a smashed eye socket, electric shocks, and definitely suffered from brain damage that would have killed the average performer. Like how he leaped from a cliffside in an earlier movie, Armor of God. Jackie nailed it on the first take, but believing it was too slow, he decided to try again. After leaping onto the same tree he used in the first take, a branch snapped, sending Jackie plummeting to the ground. The blow to his head was so bad, he never fully recovered.
Because I fall like this.
Right.
Just tiny punch, boom. Then I get up, my back head, the boom, boom. If I head back, I think I'm dying.
Right, the head first, but you made
Yeah.
sure the head hit second. Okay.
Then
What
I-
was your injury?
I don't know. I get up. They said, don't get up. Then suddenly I hear my ear, poo, poo. The blood comes out and the hole's here.
You had a hole in your head.
2 finger.
2 fingers?
Yeah.
Take these 2 fingers.
He's
Oh
still-
my God! Yes, 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 yes.
still feel it.
Yes.
Open like this, like a boom.
But this only added to Jackie Chan's aura as an industry legend. People loved and respected his willingness to put everything on the line for the perfect shot. Jackie Chan isn't even China's national treasure, he is the world's treasure.
Fact.
But while Jackie was becoming a massive global success, his personal life was filled with struggles and constant failure. He found himself in a relationship he never wanted.
That's usually how it goes, though. That's why a lot of like really, really successful people stay single, bro, because like they put so much effort into their work and then they just can't manage a relationship. I'm not saying all of them do. There's some very successful people out there who have striving relationships. I'm just saying that's usually how it goes.
With a
It won't go like that for me, by the way. Just saying.
child he would barely see, and he didn't know how to handle it. He'd spend years living 2 separate lives, and his behavior started to seriously hurt everyone around him. In 1982, Jackie Chan found himself getting secretly married in a Los Angeles coffee shop to his wife and popular Asian actress Joan Lin. The two had just discovered that Lin was pregnant with his future son, Jaycee Chan. And while
Damn.
others may have seen this as a blessing, Jackie felt like he was being held hostage. It was an accident which conceived Jaycee. I had never thought of getting married, but I felt it was akin to being forced to get married. At the time, Jackie had never even considered starting a family. He was still invested in his work and had no intentions of slowing down. According to Jackie, his opinion started to change when Jaycee was born. I took one look and saw that my son was double-boned too, which pleased me to no end. Only then did it sink in that this baby was my child, and then nothing else mattered. However, while Jackie might have felt this on the inside, his behavior told a different story. He would later admit that the money and success quickly got to his head. He went from dumpster diving for food to being a multi-millionaire in his 20s. On top of that, his stunts were extremely risky. He and his team felt like they could die at any moment. On top of that, his stunts were
Imagine he did that a second too slow.
extremely risky. He and his team felt like they could die at any moment, causing Jackie to live recklessly. He said, "All day I'd drink and drive. In the morning, bashing a Porsche. In the evening, bashing a Mercedes. Every day I was in this dizzied state. On top of risking his life on and off screen, he was spending money faster than he was making it. He and the Jaycee stunt crew would walk around with duffel bags full of cash and spend it recklessly. I wanted to go and buy everything."
Okay, to be fair, if you think that you're gonna die at any point, you would spend money like this too.
I'd ever wanted in the space of a week. Is this the most expensive with the most gemstones? Okay, I'll take 7 in cash. No need to wrap it up. Now, if Jackie were a single guy, this seems pretty typical for young celebrities with new money. But Jackie had a family now, one that he never took the time to see. Instead, he'd spend nights out at the club, cheating on his wife while Jaycee was home, essentially being raised by a single mom. According to Jackie, sex had also become an escape for him. His favorite was a girl he named Number 9, whom he'd visit whenever he felt the need to escape. Every night, Number 9 and I would squeeze into her dingy little cubicle, the low ceiling right above us. There were times when I noticed people were trying to peep through the cracks in the door at us, yet this little cubicle seemed like paradise to me. So when did Jackie make time for his son Jaycee? Well, Jackie said when he was a kid, he could only see me around 2 a.m. And sadly, it might have been a good thing that Jackie spent so much time away from Jaycee when he was very young, because he seemed to resent his family, and things spiraled out of control when Jackie physically punished Jaycee when he was just a toddler. I picked him up with one hand and flung him across the room, and he crashed into the sofa. With the amount of force I used, if he'd hit the back of the armrests, it could have been quite serious. After nearly killing and or paralyzing his child, Jackie took a step back and promised to never lay a hand on his son again. In his memoir titled Never Grow Up, Jackie admitted that his early years as a father were a deep regret. However, he also seemed to believe that he still did his job as the patriarch of the family. I've said in interviews that I've done well by a lot of people, but not my own family, that I haven't been a good father or a good husband, but I did my duty to my son and his mother. While many people in Western society,
if you want to talk about being like a traditional man, then sure you did, but like, oh boy,
would disagree with this, Jackie's view on fatherhood came from a different place at a different time. Plus, he seemed to be suffering from generational trauma he experienced from his own father. Jackie Chan's childhood is probably more brutal than any other Hollywood star, starting from the very moment he was born. His parents actually considered selling him, believing it would be best for both their bank account and Jackie's future.
When my
selling,
cannot
not adopting, selling is crazy.
What? Pay the money
So
for the hospital.
She just held you in.
He want to sell it to the British doctor for 250.
They were going to sell you the baby.
Yeah.
With very little money, Jackie's family found themselves living in a small slum in Hong Kong, where Jackie got in a lot of fights outside of school. Noticing that Jackie was actually winning most of these fights, his dad sent him to a drama academy to learn martial arts and harness his strengths in a productive way. But for some reason, they let a child pick the number of years he'd be enrolled. Later, Jackie would admit that this was a critical mistake.
I see so many weapons, knife, stick. Oh, I can play around. I'm so happy. They said, we have a 3 year, 5 year, 7 year, 10 years. I said, 10 year, 10 year, 10 year. After I signed the contract, 1 week later, I cried like a hell. Then I remember 10 years is how long.
And while the academy taught Jackie acrobatics, singing, dancing, and martial arts, this was more like military school that limited parental involvement as much as possible. When you take a look at some of the rules of the program, it honestly sounds like jail. If the China Drama Academy sees high potential in a student and sends him on tour, the parents are not allowed to object. If parents interfere with the tour life, a fine is to be expected. Parents must adhere to visiting rules. It is up to the school whether parents can visit their child or take them with them for a short while. If a student behaves in a naughty manner, the school must punish them. However, the school is only allowed to do so if the parents voluntarily consent. Voluntary parental consent is enforced by the school. In the event of illness, accident, or even death of a student, the parents do not receive any compensation. Unfortunately for Jaycee, his parents did consent to all forms of discipline. He was constantly struck in the head, even if he wasn't doing anything wrong. If he were injured or struggling, his strength would still be tested.
First is a run. Run without bouncing, with 2 cups full of water. And if you drop the water, a teacher is
You can't.
whip you.
So you're gonna have to run like
Then after that, upside down, handstand, 1 hour.
1 hour on your
1
handstand.
hour?
Yeah,
On your handstand.
1 hour.
Now, was that
that's bad because the blood is gonna rush to your head anyway. That's so stupid.
fun or was it just horrible?
Horrible.
And even though Jaycee describes this part of his life as hell on earth, he uses it to judge his own son because he sees Jaycee as an example of bad Western discipline.
My teacher, so tough. The team, we so disciplined. I can go home, put my shoes like this. I take off my clothes, I can fold them. Even in the hotel, I mess something, I will clean it up. My son, okay? I never see the shoes put like this. One on the floor, one in the dining room. Wearing the white shoes, running around. Because he don't wash his own shoes. Socks.
You give him a shot?
No, I can't. He sue me. When I see the old people like this, we get up, we bow. My son, like this. Yeah. After 6 months, 9 months, I filming. After filming, I go home, I open the door. Hi there, how are you?
Now in that clip, he was cracking jokes and sounds relatively unserious, but there always seemed to be a little resentment for Jaycee's lack of traditional Chinese responsibility or respect towards him as a father. For much of his life, we weren't together. As a child, he got to see me only in the small hours of the morning. I was always happy to spend time with him, but he seemed so unenthusiastic around me. Jaycee doesn't seem to fully understand, or maybe isn't willing to accept, that he could be the reason why Jaycee is the way he is. Jaycee never went through an intense 10-year training program in China. He never knew what it was like to be devastatingly poor. He grew up in nice homes in both Hong Kong and California. Most importantly, Jaycee was never there. He was too busy with film projects all over the world.
How did you do that? AI did its fucking thing, bro.
Most importantly,
AI did its thing, bro.
Jaycee was never there. He was too busy with film projects all over the world, and this only got more intense after the success of Rush Hour, a movie where Jackie Chan and his co-star Chris Tucker tracked down the kidnapped daughter of a Chinese diplomat in LA. The film was so successful that it became a trilogy, pulling in more than...
The fact that Rush Hour 2 is more popular than the first one, it's rare that a sequel is ever better than the first. However, Rush Hour 2 is a good example. You know, it's a great example, and it is my personal favorite movie. Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man 2.
$500 million in the worldwide box office. Before this, he definitely had a cult following.
Rush Hour 4 coming.
Martial arts lovers, but this officially cemented Jaycee as a worldwide sensation and superstar. It also probably didn't help the relationship with his son, that whenever Chan was away from home, he continued to be unfaithful to his wife, Joan Lin. A year after the first Rush Hour movie, it was revealed that Jackie Chan had gotten another woman pregnant with his estranged daughter, Etta. When the news broke about an affair I'd had that resulted in a child, the media frenzy was like a bomb going off. I wanted to phone Joan, but I didn't know what to say. I wouldn't be able to explain this. It wasn't a mistake I could fix by saying I'm sorry. To make matters worse, Jaycee never had a real relationship with his daughter. Etta herself has been quoted about Jackie's absence saying, "He is not my dad. I have no feelings for him. He is my biological father, but he is not in my life." Jaycee often refuses to acknowledge that he even has another child. He just refers to the whole incident as a horrible mistake. But it just proves even further that Jaycee has a hard time understanding fatherhood. It was like those 10 years of intense drama school made him the perfect soldier for Hollywood, but completely unequipped to be a normal dad. As for Jaycee Chan, his struggles were just beginning. For most of his life, he only saw his father on screen, so it's no surprise he grew up wanting to be a famous entertainer just like his dad. But Jaycee adopted all the traits of your typical Nepo baby. He felt like he could do whatever he wanted and still be successful due to his last name. And by the time Jackie seriously stepped in to help him, it would be too late. In 2002, Jaycee tried to attend college in Virginia and respect his parents' wishes, but he barely attended class because he was bored. I wanted to be a musician. All you can see in Virginia is sheep. Jaycee dropped out and flew to Hong Kong to explore a career in music. He even rejected his dual citizenship that allowed him to travel freely in the US. However, this new music career in Hong Kong wasn't possible without being two things at once. As Jaycee put it, Hong Kong is different from other places. You need to do music and movies. To start his career, Jaycee accepted a role in the film The Twins Effect 2. He starred as a young man on a quest to claim his throne, and Jackie Chan even had a cameo in this film. But from the very start, Jaycee was hesitant to star in a film. He didn't seem to understand how the industry worked, and he didn't seem to care if the movie was a success or failure. Jaycee said, "At first, when they sent me the script, I said, what the hell is this? I don't read scripts. Hell no, I'm not doing this movie." Then someone explained the story to me, and I thought it was a challenge. I used to have long hair, and they told me they would have to cut it. I said, okay. I thought it was just going to be a little, not a friggin' 2 or 3 inches. I didn't know because I didn't read the script. While his dad did everything he could to learn about production and choreography to get to the next level, Jaycee pretty much thought the process was one big joke. When asked about the movie, Jaycee said, "I looked stupid. There was no purpose for me being in that movie." Regarding his dad's presence, Jaycee told the New York Times, "I'm used to it. My dad has made movies for a long time. Even before I was born, he was already Jackie Chan. I'm lucky to have a dad who's really famous, but people don't really know me for who I am. They just know me as Jackie Chan's son. The hardest part for me is to let people know what I'm really capable of doing on my own," which apparently was not reading a script or acting. Jaycee sounds like your classic out-of-touch Nepo baby here. He doesn't want to live in the shadow of his father's fame and success, but he's putting in absolutely no effort to actually escape it. If Jaycee really wanted to make a name for himself, it's strange that he chose to move to Hong Kong, where Jackie Chan was arguably more popular than he was in America. He could have gone to Sydney, Australia, the UK, or even stayed in the USA, where they have massive arts programs. Instead, Jaycee chose to live in Jackie's compound away from the city. It was this massive temple praising Jackie Chan's achievements, allowing Jaycee to live in luxury without having to struggle at all. I mean, imagine living in your father's mansion and waking up being reminded of all of his success, and then you somehow wonder why you're not being taken seriously as an individual. In that same year, Jaycee finally got the chance to release his first album, Jaycee. Unfortunately, the album performed so poorly that it's actually difficult to find it online. When it comes to the few reviews you can find about the Dead album, even the positive ones highlight Jaycee's enormous privilege working in Hong Kong. I can't believe that in the beginning he said he doesn't want to get stuff because of his dad, and now he has a contract with a company his dad used to own, and he got the main male character in Twins Effect 2. And even the professional reviewers said that he wasn't as good as the main character. He has an okay voice, but he's getting everything because he's Jackie Chan's son. Ridiculous.
But you still
even in the
gave it a
moments where
5-star.
Jaycee Chan had the ability to tell the world who he was. Who is he as an individual? We want to learn about you. We don't want to just see you as Jackie Chan's son. But Jaycee just says nothing. Outside of a few quotes from the press, we barely hear from him at all. There are only a few rare interviews, like how he went on a station called Razor Pop to talk about his music, but when he was asked about his goals for the future, he seemed to be severely lacking direction and motivation.
My music career?
Yeah, your
You just sneeze into your hand, bro.
aspirations for your music career. Is there any goals or aims that you want to reach?
I just want to do
Enjoy
music.
yourself?
Yeah, and enjoy myself and give myself a tiny little bit challenge and also them.
Okay.
And we could do a good, enjoyable album and hopefully people can enjoy it too.
There seemed to be a pattern that fans started.
That does not sound like somebody who's passionate about music. I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest. That does not sound like somebody who is passionate about music. What are your goals? Yeah, to make it fun, to enjoy it, and make an enjoyable album for people to listen to and maybe themselves enjoy. That sounds like someone who does not give a flying fuck about what they're putting out into the world, bro.
Started to notice that Jaycee just couldn't see on his own. Jackie Chan might
Had her answer for him.
not have been around to guide him, but his influence could be felt everywhere. It was clear he was only getting press or attention because of his father's name. However, even with constant opportunities thrown at him, Jaycee continued to lack ambition and underperformed in every movie where he was the star, which resulted in his films getting low ratings like Too Young, McDowell, The Alumni, and The Drummer. According to Jaycee, the only way directors could make him emotional was by talking about his family and living at home. Jaycee said, "We were about to shoot a scene in which I was supposed to cry. Well, I can't really cry. So he sort of found a way out of the blue to touch me, and my tears just came running down. I was very nervous on the set, trying to get myself crying, and all of a sudden he just came up to me and said something like, 'Your mom's at home. Just work a few more days and you'll be home soon. Make your mom proud.' My tears just freaking flew down. It was really good. He knew I really want to make my mom and dad proud. That's one of my lifetime goals." As you can see, Jaycee doesn't actually want the fame, recognition, and acceptance from the entertainment world. He just wants it from his father. At the same time, Jackie Chan was starting to think about how his old-fashioned upbringing later deeply affected his relationship with his own son. And when he worked with Jaden Smith on the remake of The Karate Kid, he started to look at how Will Smith's involvement was different than his own.
I'm really scared that at that time Jaden not good enough. And after 3 months training, then I go to his house for rehearsal. Then he showed me everything. I just, wow, that's young kid. I said, look, behind him, I said, look, don't waste your son's talent. He's so talented.
During filming, Jackie saw the discipline Jaden had.
Y'all can call Jaden a nepo baby, but one thing about Jaden is he's not like out of touch. He's actually too in touch because niggas make fun of him for saying things and they'll be like, damn, Jaden was right. Can we talk about the political and economical state of the world right now? He said that and niggas made fun of it. I didn't think it was funny because I was fucking with Jaden Smith heavy at that time. I still fuck with him heavy. He was still one of my favorite like people, bro. But now people are like, yo, Jaden was right. We really do need to talk about the political and economical state of the world right now. It's like, bro, now y'all niggas backtracking.
Preparing for the role, and how Will Smith appeared to always be in his corner. Jackie saw a kid heading towards success and a father right there behind him. He said, "I was too Chinese traditional. You, son, go away. I don't want to help you. You have to help yourself," he said. Jackie went on to say that while filming, he was awed by how supportive Will Smith was. He was helping his son to be in a movie. "Every day on the set, I say, why am I so stubborn? I have to help my son." In the following months, Jackie felt it was now time to bring Jaycee under his wing. They completed a movie together called 1911 about the Chinese Revolution. The two stayed close throughout filming, and it felt like Jackie was doing everything he could to make up for lost time. But when the movie was finally released in 2011, it quickly became known as one of the worst films Jackie Chan has ever made. The estimated cost to make this movie was $18 million, but it only made $3.8 million at the worldwide box office.
I mean, that's still profit. Oh wait, no, 18 million. Oh my god, I thought that's 18,000. Oh lord, that's a oh boy.
Meaning Jackie Chan's father-son movie was one of the biggest flops of all time. But ultimately, the project did appear to bring Jaycee and Jackie closer together. Jaycee even explored action movies as a way to emulate his dad's success, like Double Trouble, where two security guards are forced to work together to track down a legendary Chinese painting that has been stolen by international art thieves. It was basically Jaycee's version of Rush Hour, and while it did not perform well in theaters, it still seemed like a big step in character development. Jaycee looked more open to embracing Jackie's side of the industry. It was like all he needed was more time with his dad to feel comfortable carrying on his father's legacy. But unfortunately, just as it seemed like Jackie finally figured out a positive relationship with his son, it was about to get ruined forever. Around the same time Jackie Chan became the face of a massive anti-drug campaign in China, Jaycee was about to get caught in a drug bust that landed him in prison. Jackie Chan decided to honor—
Bro, you're fucking rich. Your dad is famous. Why are you doing drugs?
his father by becoming a drug ambassador for China in 2009. When I was 16, my father said he could no longer instruct me because I had already grown up, but he made me promise him 3 things: not to enter the underworld, not to take drugs, and not to gamble. Chan said, I promised him even though I was doing those things at that time. But now that he was older and wiser, Jackie joined campaigns, denounced the sale of narcotics, and made it his mission to promote the protection of children and share the negative ramifications of bringing drugs into businesses and
That's a Richard Mille on his wrist, by the way, guys. That's a Richard Mille on his wrist.
schools. In 2014, China was launching one of the biggest nationwide drug busts in modern history, and in August of that same year, police acted on a tip they received from the public that Jaycee Chan was storing some in his multi-million-dollar estate. When they raided Jaycee's home, they found 100 grams of marijuana.
就有时候很久了，这些也有1-2年了，这个。
这是什么东西？大麻。这里是什么？
应该是这是。
打开，你自己打开。倒上吧。也是大麻。这是卷的大麻，全是大麻。这是什么东西？
大麻也是大麻。有什么别类型的没有？没有。
这也是。
Now, these days, in most of the United States, possession of 100 grams would probably get you a little slap on the wrist. But in China, this is a major offense. And when Jaycee was arrested with a Taiwanese movie star named Kai Ko, they both tested positive for marijuana and were put under criminal detention for 14 days. When the news broke out, Jackie Chan was completely devastated. When I first heard the news, I was absolutely enraged. As a public figure, I feel very ashamed. As his dad, I am very sad and disappointed. Then he addressed his son directly. You've done something wrong and you have to be responsible for the consequences. I'm your dad and I'll always be with you. We will face the road ahead of us together. But the person who feels heartbroken the most is his mom. I hope our younger generation will learn from Jaycee's mistake and stay far away from drug abuse. With Jackie Chan standing as a nationwide drug ambassador, this was a PR nightmare. And sadly, it basically destroyed all of the earlier progress that Jackie and Jaycee had made to rekindle their father-son relationship. Jackie was so upset by his son's perceived betrayal that he arguably became more old school than he ever was, refusing to assist his son legally in any way. It was even encouraged that his court battle be televised to make an example out of him.
Jaycee Chan, 32, was also ordered to pay 2,000 yuan or approximately $320 US. Police detained Chan, Taiwanese
That's not that bad, bro. $300?
movie star Ko Kai and several others in Chan's Beijing apartment in August.
Could be worse.
According to local news agency, Chan and Ko tested positive for marijuana and police seized more than 100 grams of marijuana from Chan's home. Maximum sentence for the charge against Chan was 3 years in prison, but the court said it showed leniency in the sentencing because Chan voluntarily confessed.
In total, Jaycee would spend 6 months in a Chinese prison for possession and sheltering drug users in his home. However, Jaycee appeared to take all of this as a learning experience and was never publicly angry towards his dad for not bailing him out. He even kept in contact with Jackie during the 6 months and told him that he was working more than he ever did outside the system. And in a weird way, Jaycee going to prison made Jackie seem the most proud of him that he ever had in his entire life. Jackie even joked that prison might be helpful for everyone. So many rich people, like some of my friends, they take 10 days or a month to go to the mountain to purify. I think sometimes I should set up the jail holiday, force some rich people, even myself, to go to jail. These days, all the people need to do this because they're so busy. After Jaycee was released from prison, Jackie started sharing more about his relationship with his son. He openly admitted that a part of Jaycee's lack of discipline was directly his fault. I'm very ashamed that I haven't been a good role model. I want to start again, but I know that it's the mass media that will decide. He wanted to be more present in Jaycee's life and explain that he wants to help him more.
And also my son, I don't want my father to help me. I want to do myself. I want to show the world, without my father, I can do it myself. And I would tell the people, I don't want to help my son. I want my son to do it himself. It's wrong. Yeah. Now I change. After this lesson, I change. Whatever he asks me, I would do it. I think first collaboration is the record. He was a producer record for me, probably released end of this year. And right now we are already finished for 7 songs. And probably there's a one song we sing to each other. Yeah, I probably call him, backing him to help me to sing the song. Yeah, very good lyric. When he young, I annoy him, huh? Annoying him. The song is, he sings some song. When I need love, where are you? Even you go to the wrong school. That's a true story. I said sorry, I was busy. But now I just something like that. Yeah, I don't think
they really made a song together.
I don't think he will sing the song. I don't think he will sing the song. If he don't want to sing the song, I will find some young kid to help me to sing the song for him.
Now, even at the time of Jaycee's drug bust, he was a grown man in his 30s, so it was hard for people to see him as this misguided kid who was neglected by his father. Then again, it's not surprising to see how Jaycee ended up when during his most important developmental years, Jackie wasn't there. He was living the high life, cheating, partying, disappearing for months, and having another child with a random woman. But many people respect Jackie for being honest about his shortcomings as a father. It takes a lot of strength and humility to admit to wronging your children in front of the world. And this sounds messed up to say, but most people would probably admit that enduring the struggles of being Jackie Chan's son is ultimately worth it, because in the end, Jaycee will inherit the hundreds of millions of dollars Jackie was making instead of being a good father to his kid. There's this idea that wealth is the ultimate apology, but that's the tragic irony of this story. Jackie Chan is not giving any of his money to Jaycee when he dies. When they were on a plane when Jaycee was young, Jackie said, "You have no money now, so you sit here in economy. You have me as a dad, but other people don't. They have to fight their own battles. When you get to sit in first class because of your own hard work, then that's success." Regarding his net worth of almost $500 million, Jackie said, "If he is capable, he can make his own money. If he is not, then he will just be wasting mine."
Ooh. He's not wrong though. There's a lot of times where people try to carry on a legacy and they fuck it up because they're just nepo babies, bro.
The father who was not present for the most important years of his son's life won't be present in his future either. Jackie is not giving any of his money to Jaycee, and instead giving all of his money to charity when he dies. It's kind of ironic that Jackie looked at Will Smith as the role model father figure, because many people in America would see him as someone who was responsible for his son's failure. But if
how Will Smith forced his son to fail? Hello?
If you're interested in that story, check out this video.
Patrick CC video, as always. Patrick, you know, I've been very much lackluster on your videos. I apologize. I will be here every Monday from now on. And then obviously I'll upload the video every Tuesday for my audience.